Gate 14 podcast, and I am dead inside. Before we go into it, let's start it off with the boys. JR, how's Cali? I'm assuming you're just not dialed. Are you just dialed in or are you dialed in the Toronto Blue Jays, or are you not letting it affect you? Because it's killing me. This team's killing me.
I mean, I try not to get depressed over the team's results like yourself, but um it's tough. I mean, it's the light isn't there. That's for sure.
There's no light at the end of that tunnel. Avery, what's up with you, man? How you doing?
So I had a good weekend besides watching the Jays play. The Ontario Blue Jays, best week of the season so far for those.
You didn't
boys.
get no hit.
No, we went 4-1 this week. 3 walk-off wins.
You love to see that.
And there's a shout out that I have to do to my guy Sarge, a PO going to North Dakota State a couple weeks ago, got his bat in the lineup, and he hit 4 home runs this weekend.
Holy shit.
So Johnny thinks he runs this league, but no.
I used to run that league. That's shit I used to do. But
yeah. No, it was very similar to Johnny's ONATS days for sure.
16U days. 16U days.
Yeah. Sarge for that one.
We had the pod had a great weekend. I mean, that Friday beer stream was electric would be an understatement. And obviously, thanks to everyone that downloaded. I mean, that was Riley. I'll give a special shout out to Riley Mitchell. This dude just kept like ATM depositing on the fucking live stream. He kept sending us money. It was insane.
Yeah, if anyone else wants to do that, I'd be thrilled. But that was awesome. 100 episodes though are one of our most downloaded episodes of all time.
Yeah, and also another good thing about that is now that's going to result in Avery being able to buy a new laptop because good guy Johnny said he could take all the money that I've worked my dick to the nub making on stream, and I said, Avery, you could take it all, buy a new laptop. So there's going to be no more YouTube versions being cut at 58 minutes on an hour 45 episode. So everything's coming up Gate 14. You fucking love to see that. You really do.
Yeah, no, appreciate that. It's now a company laptop though.
Yeah. Yeah. So if I want to smash it, I have free reign to be able to.
Well, he's been using his work laptop, right, Dave?
I have another one now. It is just as shit. Like it's fucking horrid, man.
Dude, you're that guy that companies just fucking say, we're not going to be able to use that laptop again. Yeah. Like when they give you a laptop, they're like, we're not going to be able to use it.
Well, the thing is, I was like illegally streaming a lot on the work laptop.
That's a good idea.
Well, because they didn't pay for me to
find hot local singles near you.
Yes.
Also, Avery has like 30 plus tabs open at all times.
That is something that melts my brain when people do that.
Yeah, no,
I'm Johnny, if you saw this guy, but Johnny would lose brain cells.
At work, I have 2 monitors and the computer. So I have like Slack going on the actual computer, and then I have 2 browsers going, and there's 35 plus combined.
See, yeah, I close a tab.
There's a click every 10 times.
I close a tab immediately when I'm done with it. Yeah. I just close it immediately. I can't get it. I can't get in that business.
I have like FOMO on if I'm gonna forget to like do something or like something I need to check.
But how do you remember looking at 35 fucking tabs?
You just start from the left and you go through them.
I can respect that. Let's go into some of the stuff, boys. I broke the internet on Friday. The Spencer Horowitz news. Everyone was laughing. Source question like, who's this? And I didn't see the Shy Davidi tweet until my phone started exploding. I got tagged. Like I counted it. There was like 40 something tags, like credit Gate 14 and at Johnny Junta, credit all this under the thing. I want to say everyone, thank you for doing that. Thanks for doing that for the little guy. But I couldn't believe that it worked out because I genuinely thought in the most Gate 14 fashion ever that this was going to be just I got duped on a source.
Are we in a trust circle here?
Yes.
I was hoping you were wrong.
Well, I was kind of too, because it would still be funny for the clicks business, but it was monumental. I mean, it was absolutely monumental. And then I get to like just the tons of tweets and just getting credited by Keegan Matheson and all these other guys is the craziest thing ever. Like Johnny was on it yesterday. It's just insane. Did Darren Dreger break something 15 hours before? That's what I'm dying to know. Because I did that shit early. It was just a great day. It was a great day. Then I retired from the business. So I want to make that clear as well. I retired from the business.
And well, then you unretired immediately.
And then I unretired and then someone close with Spencer Watkins said Spencer's going to be up in the show. And I saw your Johnny scoop. So you want to just break this? I was like, yeah, I'll fucking break it. So 2-0 weekend for me with Johnny Scoops. You'd love to see it. And it was wild. I don't know. It's addicting, Avery. You've never been in the scoops business, obviously. It's addicting. Just being to something before everyone on the planet. And then Spencer had the greatest tweet where it's like these beat reporters work their entire lives to break shit. And then this guy that pissed himself and fights Yankees trolls on Twitter breaks it. It was an all-time tweet for Spencer. I love the community of Gate 14 fans all coming together and just tagging me at, and Chai Davidi just refusing to acknowledge it. Just refusing to acknowledge it. Made me sick a little bit, I'll be honest.
He was never going to acknowledge you, and that's the best part. I said, did I text you that, or were we on stream?
Yeah, no, you said on the podcast that I'm never gonna get like they're never gonna say like,
so
you
had a little more clout than I thought you did, because the people love Johnny Scoops, man. I show up to the field and all the boys are just like, who's Johnny's guy? Like, Johnny Scoops is back. And I don't know what to tell these guys. Like, yeah, fucking idiot 4-eyed Johnny had the scoop. There's nothing.
People were saying it at the Bryan concert yesterday. like someone was like, I was like having a beer on the lawn, and I'll go into some Bryan stories after this with my buddy Sarzi, and someone's just like walks by, he screams Gate 14 forever, and then Johnny Scoops. And I was like, yeah, that's fucking me, motherfucker. Johnny Scoops. It was all time. My buddy was like, what the fuck's Johnny Scoops? He has no idea about this podcast, my friend, which is kind of cool, actually. Yeah. But yeah, he's like, no idea. He's like, who's Johnny Scoops? I was like, you had to be there, brother. You had to be there. But that's a massive moment in Gate 14 history. I think this is when we turned top 5.
What day was that? The June 16th is when we became mainstream media.
Yes, we're like unbiased. We're not like Fox or CNN. We're just guys being dudes. That's what we were doing. You love to fucking see it. It was an all-time day, man. It was an absolute all-time day. You love to see that.
Did you say thank you to your source after
it
happened?
I said I told this story on the live stream. So it was around like 2:30, like 3:00, and I said to the source, I was like, we're cutting it fucking close, man. You better hope this shit, or my ass
like your drug dealer, man.
I said that to him, and then he was like, trust me, bro. And then literally 10 minutes after, it was like Spencer Horwitz got called up. Imagine though, like if the score or like MLB.com did per Johnny Junta in the article, that would be the funniest thing ever. Johnny Scoops is retired until this guy who's a plug with that clubhouse gives me another one.
You're kind of acting like that Dominican guy who would put it out on his Instagram, where all
Carlos Barrera or
Bayarga.
I don't know how to say it, but yeah. Well, the thing is, this is why I had to retire, because now no one's expecting me to to be Johnny Scoops until I come out of retirement. So it's a win-win for me. No one's expecting anything, and then just by the drop of a hat, I can maybe drop something on people. So it's electric. It's the way to go. Like
the next time you get a scoop, not to tell anyone, like right away, and then just change your name to Johnny Scoops, and then just do tweet.
Just do the eye
emoji. And then just be like 30-minute countdown, turn on post notifications.
Just do the eye emojis. Do the eye emoji. But let's go into the Bryan concert I was at last night. I don't remember any of it. I didn't eat. We need
you
to
did
talk
your
about
thing.
that.
He did his thing.
Yeah,
when he orders fucking.
You hate when he does this too, don't you, Jer?
He just like doesn't eat, and then he orders like 6 Red Bull
and
vodkas
and then after 3 he's like, yeah, I'm fucked up. I'm like, yeah, no shit, like Johnny.
Well, no, this is what happened. So I had
and every time we go golfing, Johnny's like, yeah, all I ate today was a protein bar. Starving. It's like 6:00 at night.
Well, and then you always have to give him your extra bar.
This is what I did. I had turkey bacon and egg whites in the morning at like 10 a.m. How good guy, healthy Johnny. And then I just didn't eat for the rest of the day. I went to the gym, didn't eat. And then I go to my buddy Sarzi's house, and we had to Uber from Kitchener to Aldershot.
Oh, I thought
Burlington.
You Kitchener to...
No, Kitchener to Aldershot in Burlington. And then obviously we take the train, and then we had to go back. We got canceled on Lyft like 4 or 5 times because everyone's like, I'm not driving to fucking Kitchener at like 11:38 p.m.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyways, the Bryan concert, I want to give a special shout out. Our listeners are fucking beauties. I had about 5 or 6 people come up to me, and they were like, I got a Zin right here with your name on it, Johnny. So I just had at one point just like 4 Zins in my mouth. Just like everyone was handing me Zins. And then I had like people. I went full beauty mode, and I completely forgot about this. I'm just remembering it now. I was in front of the Budweiser like the Budweiser stage bar, like at the top of the lawn. And a listener came up to me. He's like, Johnny, what's up, man? Can I take a picture? I was like, no, let me get you a drink right now. Just for no reason. Let me get you a fucking drink right now. So I went up, bought him a drink. We got a picture and stuff like that. And he was just such a beauty. We just kept seeing each other throughout the night, just high-fiving, like, let's go, in the middle of Luke Bryan songs. But Budweiser stage is the greatest place on the planet.
Would you rather, you have a better chance to fall in love there, right?
Easily. And it's not even remotely close. I had my sunglasses on the entire night by accident.
What?
Wasn't it a night concert?
Yeah, it was a night concert. But yeah, no.
This guy is fucking out of control. Apparently he wore like button up.
Well, everyone was wearing button ups.
The celebrities tried to stay hidden.
I wasn't the
I
only
thought
one
you'd be
wearing
out of place there.
No, everyone was wearing button ups.
Fisher button up.
Yeah, everyone was wearing button ups. But yeah,
God,
it was a good time. I bought like 3 or 4 listeners drinks. The
Did you
tab.
make sure they were 19.
No idea. Could have caught a case, I guess, technically. But I
don't think they can. Can they be in that area? They're not.
Yeah, they can. There was kids there and shit like that.
Fuck.
But
is Luke
I will
Bryan
say
washed?
this, man. The Budweiser stage is the greatest place on the planet, and it's not even remotely close. Like, the lawn is an idiot zone. I might go to every single country concert, and we can just weasel out a vlog out of this, Avery. Gate 14 does Eric Church or something like that, and just you and I just absolutely idiotic drunk, and Judah just filming us roaming around the lawn like a bunch of idiots. It would be hilarious vlogs, the clips. But I'll tell you what, man, what a concert that was. Like I said, I do not remember Luke Bryan. I just know he played all the old songs, didn't really play his new shit. That's trash. And it was a good time. A lot of above average looking people there. I'll say that as well. Such a good time. And then we Ubered back to Kitchener. And then we just stayed out till like 4 a.m. at this like random like mature bar. I guess I'll say.
What?
It was a good time, man.
Is that a strip club? A mature bar?
No. Like a bar which is like older people, like an older crowd bar.
Like what was the average age?
Probably like fucking 35, 40. It was a good time, man. It was a great time. And bury me, country concerts forever. Bury me under Budweiser stage, the greatest place on the planet.
So
and thank you to all the
Are you gonna soak Morgan Wallen tickets?
Might have to. Oh, that's gonna be just an idiot zone. I might have to throw it on the. Just charge it to the game. That's what I might do with that. I might have to just keep streaming my dick to the nub and then pay for them. No, I need to go to Morgan Wallen, bro. Morgan Wallen is gonna be just an absolute it's gonna be insane. So I'm gonna have to go to that, but. Yeah, country concerts rule. That's the moral of the story. I had a great time Saturday. Thanks to everyone that noticed, asked for pictures, stuff like that. It was wild. I'm sorry for wearing sunglasses in all the pictures.
Please, someone tweet at me your pictures of John. I need it.
Just pitch black, Johnny, with
and then
shades on.
It was some people were like, someone said the only reason why I noticed you was because of your voice. They're like, why are you wearing sunglasses, man? I was like. Well, whatever, bro. Just respect it. Respect the sunglasses. But it was a good time. What did you guys do Saturday night? JR, JR, what are you doing? Like, what do you do down there? Do you go out? Like, do you have friends now? Like, where are we at here? Can we get an update?
Do you have a girl?
Well, I've only been here for a month. So right now it's pretty much just the people I know are the people at work. But the people at work are beauties. So, but yeah, it's getting there. Okay, I've seen the vibe. Okay, and the weather's been so bad, but we finally have some good weather. So it should be better weather now. Things should be making a turn over here in Cali.
Yeah, so what? Let's update the listeners here. You made how many friends on a scale of 1 to 10? How many friends do you think you've made? Are you is there guys you go out for beers with after work, or are you just nose to the grindstone, just working? Where are we at here?
There's some guys we'll get beers with, everyone's pretty close at work. There's only 28 of us, so and it's like a mid-level startup, so everyone goes we do a thing monthly. We all get beers, but there's a couple guys I'll get pints with the odd week after work.
So do you need us to come down there and
it'd be nice for you boys to come down and have some pints.
Your friends would think we're just the biggest idiots ever. They would like.
It would be boy. My apartment is right beside work, so I could potentially bring you guys in.
No,
We'll do a photo shoot.
I
with
don't
Cuts
know. I don't
clothing.
know.
Can we be Cuts athletes for a day?
Oh my god, that would be so. They would actually. The first time I went into the headquarters, this guy comes up to me after, and he's like, "Dude, like no joke, I thought you were a professional athlete."
Oh my god! What
Because
a
like there's
humble brag.
actually like
What a
they get-
humble brag.
I was like, whoa, because like sometimes the athlete guy will bring in like whoever he has coming in, and they'll do an office visit. But it would be funny if I just brought you two and we just did like a prank where I pretended like you guys were like in the show for the Jays.
I'll wear a tight shirt. I'll wear tight shirt, maybe I'll wear jorts to the place. They'll think I'm a pro athlete.
There's some places though here like that we would have a great time.
Yeah, no, I mean, duh.
Are you
fucking...
so you've been here for a month? Are you an LA guy or a Toronto guy?
Like, so the thing about work is like 70-80% of the people aren't actually LA people. Like they didn't come from LA. So it's like there's people. I'm not an LA guy, like LA personality type guy. They're just kind of weird. But like there's a couple like it's so funny. You don't realize a couple of the lingo we say down here that like they never say, and now they're all saying it at work.
So you've transformed.
They're calling people rockets. They're saying
fuck
beauty.
yeah.
They're saying,
Let's air some stuff out. Do you have any coworkers you hate?
well, right now we have a lot of people leaving. Let's just say that.
Oh no.
Yeah, so
Are they
that's
being
why
forced to
Friday I
leave?
couldn't come on Friday beers. No, actually, there's been a lot of people quitting, so you boys might just have to come down and work for us.
Wow, imagine us three working for Cuts and then just doing this, covering the Blue Jays, living in LA. That would be the dumbest thing ever. That would be the dumbest shit ever.
That'd be like calling yourself Blue Jays dad and living in Minnesota.
That's Avery hit the nail on the fucking head there.
That
man.
is good.
He did hit the nail on the head.
No, I mean we talked about the LA times Gate 14 trip, which has been discussed multiple times. But yeah, I mean those
I'm running awfully thin on vacation days, if we're being honest.
Yeah, you really are. I'm sure your company's not happy. This guy's leaving for golf on Fridays and shit like that. No, but I wanted to go into one last thing about like the stream on Friday, Avery. What are your? Oh no, sorry, not the stream. Sorry, this is what was brought up on the stream. We got asked to do a certain live show that someone wants us to do in Detroit. I need the listeners to answer who would show up to this in Windsor. I need a consensus to know who would show up to this.
When would you want to do it?
It would be when the Jays are in Detroit.
Yeah, but what are the logistics? Is it like during the game? Is it before? Because like, why wouldn't we want to go to the game there too?
No, but I'm saying post game or like pre-game. We'd have to figure it out. But I'm just saying in general, I don't want to do a live event and
Does he have
two
the
people
bar?
there. Yes, he owns
It's
the
the
bar.
bull and barrel guy.
When are they in Detroit? Oh my god. I guess I would be I would be back for that. No, I wouldn't.
We got to figure that Toronto bar night out as well. So we got tons of things to figure out though. I just wanted to mention that because
I'd be back.
Yeah.
I'd be back. I'd be able to go to Detroit.
we got to figure out.
We got to call some restaurants because there's people who are like, if we're gonna do this, we got like people are actually gonna like travel for this.
We'll definitely do this. We'll like it'll happen. We'll call some.
We got some idiots who will fucking travel for this
for sure. It's gonna get rowdy. It's gonna be an absolute idiot zone. But anyways,
the worst bar I've ever seen in my life. Like we're gonna be.
No, I think
the
we could do like two tacos, or we could do like the bar two tacos that I was at. That's pretty big in the back that you can rent out. But we'll like sell tickets online and stuff like that. But we're not going to keep track of that. Probably we're too fucking dumb and we'll be too drunk. But we'll figure something out. But let's go into the baseball stuff now, boys. Where are we at, Avery? Are we just a decent team? Like I don't know how to depict it. Like we know the Blue Jays so well, Avery. When the Jays went up 6-0 and they gave up a run, Avery said they're losing this game. That's how well we know this team. Where are we at here, Avery? Is this a good baseball team, a bad baseball team, or a very good team that Mike Wilner decides to call them? Like, where are we at?
This is not a very good baseball team. This is a very talented baseball team, but they're not good.
You put my mind in a blender there.
Well,
Yeah, if sum that up, just say that one more time again.
on paper, this is one of the best teams in baseball.
Okay.
They have to play the games. They suck at playing the games sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
Like how you roll 6.
Is this the most disappointing? I mean, last year was pretty disappointing too.
So let's think of this like we're Mike Wilner and try and suck off the Jays while we talk.
Couldn't
about
be me.
them.
No, I will not be thinking of it. But like
Okay,
Mike Wilner,
so
I'll play heel.
You're in the most historically one of the best divisions of all time. I think I will say this every single episode. And you're kind of underperforming.
Kind of.
You're underperforming.
But
and you're not.
The thing is, you shouldn't be though.
But you're also bad against the division. Makes it impossible for you to make it out. You can't be in one of the greatest divisions of all time, have a negative record, like dog shit record against your division, and expect to make the playoffs. Those numbers never will add up together.
They have dug themselves in such a deep hole that it's insane to come out of this. Like, I know there's still 4 or 5 games above 500. I think they're 39 and 34, but like, there's so many games that they have absolutely ruined themselves with. Like, that they have chances to win, like today, like that Mariners game where they blew a 7-0 or 6-1 lead that they had. They just continue to shoot themselves in the foot. I can't believe it. This offense is terrible, but when the offense is good, the pitching's bad. I don't know if there's another team in the league that does this shit, Avery. I truly don't. Like, the Yankees are just bad. Like, they're just a bad team. They have a bad lineup. Good
the Yankees
bullpen.
have a dog shit roster without a generational talent.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, they've always been. JR was right last year that the Yankees fucking suck.
He was a year early.
Right process, wrong time, Jer.
Yes.
I was thinking a little bit far out.
You were unfortunately a year early with that.
But it's like, how do you? What's the fix? The bullpen kind of on paper isn't as good as it was before. You got the pieces, but when we thought the depth was a strength, the depth doesn't seem to be that much of a strength anymore.
Adam Simber, Avery, is the worst pitcher in baseball. I do. Why did they? I mean, I don't know if they had many options, I guess, technically, but throwing Adam Simber in 1-run games, you might as well just throw the white flag and say, let's just play a practice scrimmage for the next 3 or 4 innings. He is fucking terrible. He is terrible. I can't believe this guy is a big league pitcher. And nothing pisses me off more.
Big league pitchers because he was good last year.
Well, nothing pisses me off more also. And even when he was good last year, we still chirped him. I'll never be an Adam Simber guy. That's the problem. If you throw 83 miles an hour and you're in the big leagues, I will never like you, unfortunately. Okay. That's
also,
how I roll.
This Blue Jays team, they're half a game out of a wild card spot, by the way.
But the thing is, though, they have chances to gain ground. Like, the Astros are 3-7 in their last 10. The Yankees are 3-7 in their last 10. And the Jays had a chance today to get into a playoff spot. I know it's still early, but playoff spot this, playoff spot that. And they just continue to shoot themselves in the foot. Today's game, and you said this, Avery, you tweeted it, this was the worst loss of the season.
Yeah.
Easily.
You have a chance to. This is something we deal with the Ontario Blue Jays is you have a chance to kill a team and you don't do you can't let teams hang around. It's how baseball is. It's one of the cliches. Sure, maybe it's not right, but you give a team chances to just fight back. You don't kill them. They're good enough to come back, especially when Chris Bass on the mound against one of the best offenses in baseball. You had to kill a team when they're down, and you couldn't do that. The Jays are very bad against teams better than 500.
What's the record against teams over 500? Do you know?
24-30.
Oh my God. So what would be their record against teams below 500? 15 and 5? Or 15 and 15?
15-4.
Again, so they're 15-4 against teams below 500.
Yeah, that's if I can use my brain properly. The expected win-loss is 38-35, so it's kind of right there too.
Yeah. Oh no, it's 15-14, Avery. It's 15-14.
What?
Oh, you're right. Sorry, 15-4. Math's hard. Math is hard, man. That's something I learned this week. Math is fucking hard.
Don't go
Math
into
is fucking hard. Math is really hard. But yeah, I don't know. I guess we can go game by game here. That Friday game, another win. How many times have we said this, boys? The Jays win a game, but it doesn't feel like a win. It doesn't feel like a win. Kevin Gossman carves the entire game. The bullpen gives you 3 zeros, and you're still grinding to win it out. Kevin Gossman gave up 1 run. The bullpen goes 0-0-0, and you still were sitting at the edge of your seat on to barely win a baseball game 2-1. That win pissed me off. And our entire TikTok comments were, that was the worst feeling win I've ever had in my life. That was the worst feeling win, worse this. Like, it just, they never put teams away, like you said, Avery. And then the wins is their offense is just really relying on the pitching staff to give up less than 2 runs. That's the only way they win games.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
It's horrendous way to count on your team to win time after time, right? To have to win on players' best appearances, like on the mound, is not good. Like, winning 2-1 is great. You need those wins, but we do it way too often. It feels like, for it to keep going at the rate it's going, and this team isn't going at a good rate at all. So, like, is there positives to take right now?
I'll give you a positive. Whit Merrifield's a positive. Guys hitting 309.
Danny Jansen's a positive.
Danny Jansen's a positive too. By the way, JR, I got a Danny Jansen shirt coming in here that I told Jano about. It's going to say the great Dan Bino on it. I got Danny Jansen cartoon face on. It's going to be a collab shirt with Jano. He's all in.
So he's going to promote it?
He doesn't use social. He turned off all social media. He deleted all of them. But it's going to be like a thing that he's going to be wearing and shit like that. So that's going to be a big break for the boys. Yeah, the great Jan Bino. So I told the girl, like, let's get this out as soon as possible. So I want it, like, she's already almost done the design. But what was I going to say about it's like the only positive, Avery, is the pitching staff. Like, this is a really, really, really good pitching staff. That's the only positive about this team right now. Besides,
let me tell you a negative. I'm just Avery negative today.
Okay, let's hear it.
We have 4 fucking guys in the rotation. And one of them pitched 3 1/3 today. We went back-to-back bullpen days.
It's not going to be good for this Marlins, but the Marlins suck, right? Are we done with the charade that the Marlins are good? Like, they faced the 3 worst teams in baseball, and they had a good record against them. Like, I'm not sold on this whole Marlins fucking this little charade that they're a good baseball team. I will never think the Marlins are good, and I hope I get old take exposed on this. I might, but
I mean, they're fucking 41 and holy shit, their expected win-loss record is 33-39, and they're 41-31.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think they're a good baseball team. YJ's tweeted that, so I'm stealing his take. But
so their run differentials -24 runs, and they're in the first wild card.
Like, what the fuck? What the hell, man? God damn. It's tough, but I mean, this is my thing. Is just, this is the dog days of summer. There's no other sports on. So what the Jays do is, like, elevated for me. Like, if they're really bad, it's really, really bad. Like, it's time.
Like, the Leafs aren't there to disappoint you anymore. It's just the Jays.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, it gets elevated because, one, you see what the teams that, in my opinion, the Jays are better than on paper. Tampa Bay Rays, the Orioles, these teams are buzzing. I mean, the Rays already have 51 wins. Like, you're seeing all these teams buzzing that the Jays should be better than, and the Jays are like 14 games back of these motherfuckers.
Oh yeah,
like 11 games back of these guys.
They're not even playing the same sport as the Rays and the Orioles right now.
They're really not. I can't believe it, Abe. I really can't. It's so. And
but
you
the problem
know
is
that,
you can believe it.
And the thing is, though, and we can all agree on this, at some point this year, the Jays are going to have a month where they just go 20-5 and just pull us all the way back in, where does everything's firing on all cylinders. I just hate having to wait for the second half every single time for this team to figure something out. They did it last year. Would you rather
go into the playoffs hot or into the playoffs cold?
Did it work last year? When they went in hot, it didn't work last year. But what I'm saying is just like,
now we should try to go in cold, but
true, reverse it. Tank for third wild card, face the Twins. I don't know. It's just last year. I know putting things in perspective, they were a 500 team at the All-Star break and ended up making the playoffs. It just sucks that now we can just always have this crutch to fall back on and be like, listen, last year they were a 500 team, but they made the playoffs. I just hate the fact that now I have to rely on
The
August
division
and
wasn't
September.
as good last year.
True.
And
I don't think the division's good this year either, though. The Yankees aren't good. I don't.
Yeah, records would say otherwise.
Yeah, but what I'm saying
understand
though
where
is,
you're coming
I think
from.
this entire bullshit narrative that the AL East is the best division in like ever. The Yankees aren't good. I don't think the Yankees are that good. The Red Sox aren't good. The Jays, I don't know I don't know how to categorize the Jays. They're mid, I guess is the best way to categorize them.
Yep.
And the Orioles and the Rays are good. Like there's really only two really good teams in this division. And I honestly, I'll take this to the grave. I don't even think the Orioles are that good. Like, I really don't. I think they're just on a Linsanity run. I don't think they're that good. I really don't.
But once you get a sample size of 70 games, it's no longer a fluke, right? And that's kind of where I was at.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing with the Rays.
I think the Rays are really good, though. I think the Rays are really good,
The
bro.
Rays are really good at playing their style of baseball, and it's fucking.
Some are saying Mickey Mouse style. That's what some are saying.
Yeah, they just fucking run nonstop. And it was like the Rangers today. They went first to third on everything. Nonstop.
They really did, man.
The ball got hit to the outfield, first to third, first to third, first to third. It's like, that was awesome baseball to watch.
It really is. Just
but let's not like totally hate on today's offensive performance at the start. Sure, it went to shit. They scored one run after the third inning.
Yeah.
But there was some good things in that first inning.
How cool was those 3 innings though? Those were so cool. Yeah. Seeing a 6-0 on the scoreboard after 3 innings. Are you kidding me?
Horny for Horwitz, man. I had to fucking listen to it on the radio.
Oh yeah, that's tough.
But it's way better to listen to winning baseball on the radio than losing baseball on the radio. Your boy Blake Murphy was on the radio.
Goat. Yep. Yeah, it's it.
Then I'll say this, dude.
I love Horwitz. I really do.
Swing. I don't watch a lot of prospect stuff that's not like big time fantasy prospects. Wild setup. I was shocked. Like I gasped when I saw his stance.
It's not a great stance.
It doesn't matter. It was just so unique. I was like, what the fuck?
But his swing is so on plane. Like he just makes such hard, good contact. I don't know. I think he's a great addition, honestly. Like
he's just a
3 for 4 today. He got on base 3 out of 4 at bats today. He's against a good pitcher.
Taller Jewish Luis Arias, pretty much.
Yeah, that's what the streets are saying. At least no power. Fuck it. Let's hit 300. I love him. I really do. I think and by the way, he's a man rocket. That's something that has to be discussed as well. This team got significantly better calling him up. I'll tell you that for free. Just a great looking dude. I would kill to see the Jewish Jeter's DMs, and now he's always going to be a part of Gate 14 history. So it makes everything all together. It makes it way better. But yeah, I really don't know. Like that Friday game was annoying. The Saturday game, fuck me. Trevor Richards didn't have his best stuff. Gives you 3 earned runs in 3 innings, not great. But then the bullpen comes in and really shuts the door down. I mean, Bowden Francis is not bad. You know what? I don't mind Bowden Francis, Avery.
So I wasn't there. We had games on Saturday, and then I saw the final score, and I refused to rewatch the game. So
yeah, it was a boring game.
I couldn't willingly put myself through a Jays game, knowing how it was. Like I could have definitely told you how it went, kind of. But Bowden Francis, the numbers are fucking there. And if you saw he had good stuff, I saw people kind of after him for a little more leverage.
I wouldn't hate that. He went 2.2 thirds. The walks were up a little bit. No earned runs. Did what he had to do. Like kind of.
But so would you want him in more leverage, or why don't we stretch him out?
I don't mind Richards being stretched out though. Like what's wrong with Richards being stretched out? I mean,
no problem.
Yeah, that one blow up inning. Obviously,
they've stopped him at 3 innings every time, right?
Yeah, but they said they're stretching him out to 85 now. Richards.
Okay,
so they're going from 60 to 85. So. Like they're already doing it with Richards. You might as well start putting Bowden in situations that I guess you would quote unquote be putting guys like Garcia in or stuff like that. We got to talk about Jimmy Garcia. He sucks. He's terrible this year. He pitched 0.2 innings and he gave up 4 hits, 1 earned run. The Jays were in the game and he just took them immediately out of it. He's been terrible, Avery. And this is what I tweeted. It's like, it really shows you just how bullpens are so hard to read, so hard to judge, like bullpen arms, right? Because this is a guy
that's
last
why
year.
that's the thing about the O's and like the Rays bullpen is they are constantly getting other guys.
Yes.
It's what you had Pete Fairbanks in there for a couple of years, but other than that, like they let guys like who Diego Castillo go, no problem, and they always find new people. With how volatile it is being a reliever in the big leagues, it's a very, very tough thing to do.
Like, look at the best relievers on the Jays last year, Avery. Anthony Bass was one of them. Jimmy Garcia was one of them. Adam Simber was one of them. These three guys are, I want DFA'd. I mean, obviously, Bass already DFA'd, but these other guys, like, you could make a case to DFA these motherfuckers, bro.
Yeah. And that's what happens when you get aging arms as well.
Mm-hmm.
Back end, some velocity loss, metrics kind of go away for some of those guys. That's why, like an R&D, like your development needs to be really, really good nonstop. Like you can't be satisfied with 1 year. It needs to keep going. You need to find other people. You need to get more guys in the system. And we just don't do that.
But what do you do with Jimmy Garcia,
coming out of the O's bullpen? It's like that guy was on the Twins last year, I'm pretty sure. And now he's fucking tearing it up for the O's. Like they good front offices consistently find a way to get good players in spots to succeed. And we seem to not do that. We seem to use old players to try and find their old ways and get them to succeed.
I was looking at the Buffalo Bison's box score because I always check it to see what Luplo's doing. And every pitcher that pitches for the Buffalo Bisons has a 6+ ERA pretty much. I was looking at the box score, it was like 629, 648, 630. Like, it's insane. There's just no depth. And then you look at the Tampa Bay Rays.
Pacific League, where they used to say, or no, that's where the Las Vegas 51s used to play. It's like that is the toughest league to pitch in. Like everyone's ERA is shit. I wonder if probably not the same with Buffalo, but it's got to be kind of close.
Yeah, it's terrible. But let's go. I mean, we got to go into that Saturday game. Obviously, Trevor Richards. It's a weird spot, and you got to blame obviously Alek Manoah, because if Alek Manoah was here and he's pitching at least half decent, fuck, this rotation's insane. It's just the bullpen days. Bowden Francis and Trevor Richards gave you 5 innings of 3 earned runs. That's better than what Manoah is going to give you at this point, right? So you can't really be complaining about this bullpen days that some of the people are doing. The only shitty thing about the bullpen days is you have to waste these arms, right? And then you're forced to pitch guys like Adam Simber today.
Even Jimmy maybe today.
Jimmy, like these type of guys, you're forced to pitch these guys because you have to waste multiple innings of arms on good bullpen arms like Trevor Richards. I can't believe I just said that. But like Trevor Richards and Bowden Francis have to go multiple innings. So then a guy like today, a blow-up spot, like today, you have to go Mitch White in a close game. You have to go who else? Simber in a close game. You have to go all these guys in close games because you have to do a bullpen day. Yeah. That's the only negative about it, because I don't hate the bullpen days. I really don't, Avery. They're giving you a better chance to win than the guy that was previously in that spot.
100%. But then you just can't. It fucks the bullpen so hard with what Chris Bassett did today. That's where it starts to hurt you in the long term. And that's why the bullpen game is bad. That's where I'd fight back on it. I think it's good. You're totally right. You get good pitchers in the game often, you should have a good chance to win. So like the theory of a bullpen game is 100% fine, but I think if it doesn't work for you and you use a lot of those arms, it can be a little detrimental for a while with no off days in sight.
Yeah, and then that game, obviously, Vladdy just was non-existent today as well. Who's besides Vladdy? Who's one guy in this offense that's disappointing you the most? JR or Avery? Like who's one guy that you're looking at the stats? Because for me, honestly, man, it's Alejandro Kirk. Yeah. Like he's grounding into. I love Kirk memes, obviously, and I love that. I love obviously Alejandro Kirk, but he's grounding into more double plays. His walk rate is down 1.4% or something along those lines. His strikeout rate is up. Like he's been a really disappointing player for me right now. A guy that should be massive in the lineup, and Jano's really taking over like that hitting catcher role for us. He really is.
So the xWOBA stat, weighted on base average, there's one called expected weight on base average. It's based on your contact. Guys in analytics department called expected damage. And he's
Yeah.
like, because he hits the ball so soft, his expected weight on base average due to contact is like the worst in the league.
Really?
Yeah. It doesn't even give
Wow.
you a percentage of the league. I think it's so low. So I think it's in the pretty close to the bottom
Oh,
percentage of that.
I don't know why I said Kirk. It's Matt Chapman and it's not close. I keep forgetting. Like Matt Chapman is terrible at hitting right now. Like he is the
But-
worst.
That's the Chapman we saw for a lot of last year.
Yeah, that was pretty much almost
Second half
Chapman we
choppy
saw.
last year was special. Verbal meme, he was special. He almost got to 30 home runs last year, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
100%.
that was the big take.
Yeah, that was the
Yeah,
big take that JR had that
Kirk's
almost
a
aged
tough-
perfectly.
Tough swallow because the whole what could we have got for him in the offseason and the trade talks. Then I mean, fuck, everyone sort of kind of felt like, how does he get better than this?
See, I don't think he can get.
But no, like it was like fuck, like he was an all-star, but he's always been like looking even. I remember when we were looking at like just his stats coming up from the minor leagues. I mean, this guy's been at 300 hitters pretty much his entire life.
Yeah. So if you look
Um,
at some of the stats, launch angle, average launch angle, it can be skewed obviously based on huge pop-ups and grounders that go negative 400 degrees. But last season, average launch angle 8.1 degrees. This season 2.5 degrees.
Jesus.
That's not
really
great. And in his average exit velocity last season 90.5 miles an hour. This year 86.6 miles an hour. Really not good. And his max exit velocity is down 4 miles an hour. So
not great.
no,
Not great.
a lot of the expecting metrics obviously aren't gonna like that shit if you're hitting the ball super soft all the time.
Dalton Varsho looks so good though now, boys. He's buzzing.
Yeah,
He
if,
is
if
buzzing.
you get Dalton Varsho to what? Like a 245 hitter?
He's second on the team in home runs.
Yeah.
That's not saying much, obviously, but he's
If you
second
get,
on the
if
team
you
in
get him
home
to
runs.
an OPS like 775, 790, you're very happy with what Dalton Varsho's done this season. That has to
Yeah.
go up like 80 points still, but OBP's just about to hit 300, kind of around his career average. We're getting the Dalton Varsho. We should have known we were getting, because the numbers are right on par with pretty much everything else.
And his home runs are just awesome. I think we said this last. They're awesome. Him and Jano home runs. I love Jano home runs because it's like a gritty blue collared guy, no batting gloves, just one of the most generic MLB The Show batting stances ever, just launching a baseball. It's all time. I fucking love Jano.
He swings it with his dick.
He really does. He's the dick swinger. You fucking love to see it. But yeah, no, that game was just a tough one. But like I said, we'll go into today's game now. Chris Bassett has really, like, his last two starts have been really, really bad. Like, his ERA is way over, I think 4.2 or 4.3 now. But this is the guy.
Do you have the stat of the Jano catching him, Kirk catching him, Heineman catching him?
No, but I know it's significantly better with Kirk, right?
Pretty
Who I
sure
hope-
Kirk has, when Chris Bassett throws to Kirk, it's like under a 2 ERA.
Really?
And when he throws to Jano, he has over a 10 ERA.
Oh, fuck. Jesus Christ. How does that even make sense? What I want to know is how
But
the
see,
fuck
it doesn't
does
make
that
sense because he's calling his own pitches.
That's what I'm saying. How does that make sense then? Like, how, even in general though, how does a pitcher ERA change depending on his fucking catcher?
Well,
Like,
the catcher can lose strikes, walk people. You put them on, runs, give up. So it's kind of, I think that would correlate more with the framing metrics from StatCast and how many strikes you can steal type thing. That's where I would put those two together.
That makes sense, I guess. I don't know. It just, I will never understand that metric of how a pitcher's stats are different per catcher. It just,
But that's like, for me, when people talk about home road splits,
Mhm.
it's like, why is it that different? Obviously, you're playing in a different ballpark.
yeah. You mean Vladdy, the away home run merchant, who
Yeah.
is now tied for home runs with Danny Jansen,
Yeah.
with 130 less at bats. I can't believe that's a real stat. Like, Danny Jansen, who has played less than half, or almost a little bit more than half of the games Vlad's played, has the same amount of fucking home runs. But someone made a good point. they compared all of Vladdy's stats per year for his career, and everyone is starting to say like 2021 was just an outlier. Like that's not who he is. What he's doing right now is what he is. What are your thoughts on that, Ave? Because
it seems to be the way. Like it makes sense. The best year of his life might have been the year he was one of the greatest hitters in baseball, and then every other year he's shown to not be that. So statistically, I think that makes sense, but I don't. He's there, man. He hits the ball so fucking hard. It's got to be swing decisions, kind of where he's getting pitched that he can't launch him out like he used to. I think you don't lose that without some crazy change. I don't think. And this wrist injury might be part of the problem. I think since he's come back from that injury, it's not been as good as before. But do you think that's the outlier year? He's so fucking young. It's like
I know that's the thing.
How can we call an outlier year for a guy who's like, what is he?
When 20? He was 22?
Yeah.
Like it's tough though. I just don't know where to stand with it because it's a good point. Like there's more proof that he was good in like that 2021 was an outlier than there's proof that he's like a really good power hitter, you know? Like maybe because we're talking a guy that had expectations of being generational. Like generational to me is 35 plus home runs every single year he plays in. This year he's on pace for fucking like 22, dude.
Yeah.
You know,
last year he went 32 bombs, 97 driven in, OPS of 819. It's pretty solid, but that's not the money that he probably wants to be making doing that every year. Because Nathaniel Lowe does that.
Exactly. It's a weird situation with Vladdy. It's a weird situation because you have guys like you said, Nathaniel Lowe putting up better numbers than he is. You know, like that's just something you could pay in free agency and save a shit ton of money on, right? I'm not saying I want to lose Vladdy, but it's just a weird situation that we're in right now with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And I know he's going to figure it out at the plate, and his home runs are. I watched that video of him off Garrett Cole last year, and God, those the hat trick.
Those are the days.
Oh, those were the days, man. Looking back on it, what a day!
Wasn't that like the second
series of the year?
Series of the year.
Yeah, that was what a time to be alive that was. But I don't know where we're at right now with that. So going into today's game, obviously Avery called it. You knew they were going to blow that. Chris Bassett didn't have his best stuff today. He was getting hit around pretty hard, walking guys, defense not helping him out behind him. Vladdy's launching baseballs into orbit, like just making a mockery of the Toronto Blue Jays. That's what Vladdy was doing today. What I don't know where I'm at right now with Chris Bassett, Ave. He's been struggling a shit ton. I know he's obviously a really good pitcher and stuff like this, but when he is like, what I can respect is when he's bad, he gets his money's worth being bad. It's not like a 4 runs over whatever. It's like, I'm going to be bad today. I'm going to get my money's worth and make sure it's really, really bad. Yeah, nothing in between.
I'm going to be the worst ever.
Yeah. It sucks now because now looking into tomorrow, Avery, this bullpen is fucked. They better hope Jose Barrios goes 7-8 scoreless.
Yeah, it's depleted, man. It really is. It's I'm going to look at some of the numbers here. I don't really know. He gets fucking shelled on the road. To an ERA of 5.77 and it's 2.18 at home.
Man, imagine loving Toronto that much.
Yeah.
Imagine loving Toronto that much.
Like the third time through the order numbers are 4 ERA. Like he's the best the third time through the order. 182 average against.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy to me.
232 OBP against third time through the order. I don't know how many times he's gotten 3 times through the order, but for a guy who's going deep, like 5 or 6 starts over 8 innings so far this year, that's a decent enough sample size. It's odd to me, man, where this is going.
Another thing that I wanted to talk about with today's game is I tweeted this. It's the funniest visual ever. It's just like the dumbest baseball shit ever because it doesn't happen in any other sport. When a player gets injured in baseball, the manager going out to the field with the trainer is the dumbest fucking thing on the What is John Schneider going to do with the trainer going out to talk to Kirk? What is he going to evaluate Kirk's wrist? Like when Mark Stone gets hurt or Kachuk gets hurt on the ice in the NHL, is the head coach running onto the ice and just sitting beside Matthew Tkachuk? What? It's the craziest visual that the MLB manager, and I'm not complaining, it's just so funny that the MLB manager runs out there like he's gonna help out, like put him on a stretcher or something like this. Like Kirk got injured today, and John Schneider's there with his hands on his hips, just like watching, like yeah. And then I saw someone else get injured in center field, and Dave Roberts is out there. Like, go just sit in the fucking dugout. All right, let the traders deal with this. It's the craziest visual ever.
It's also, you'd think it's actually the wrong way to do it because you're the manager making the decision. So you need to tell the person who's probably coming into the game. I guess the bench coach can do it. Hey, you're coming to the game if he's hurt. Like, maybe you should be there for that. So it might be just the wrong move in general, but you got to go support your guys, man.
I just think it's great. I really do. It's like it, and our guy BK made a funny point. It's like going to the mechanic shop and the guy's telling you what's wrong with your car, and you're just sitting there, just nodding your head, like, "Yep."
But that's like going to the doctor's office. Same thing, right?
It'll never not be funny, and I love it.
It is fun. Like that. There's nothing for them to do. It's like, what are they going to ask if they can go still?
Speaking about funny takes, remember last year how mad people got at us when we said it's so dumb that coaches wear jerseys? That was a controversial Gate 14 take. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
What a throwback that was. I just remember that people got so mad at us. People got so mad at us when we were like, why do coaches wear uniforms? The dumbest thing ever. I stand by it still a year after.
I still think it's kind of dumb. I think it looks nice, but it's still kind of dumb.
Like, I was looking today at these Father's Day posts, and I think it's dumb as fuck with this. When your younger self and your dad's coaching, your dad's in full uniform with you. It just, I don't know, man. It's so funny to me. I genuinely don't know what it is.
It's against the rules. It's not even like they have to be in full uni or else they're going against the rule book.
I don't know if there's a rule for it because some managers wear a jersey and some don't. Like, I don't think you have to.
I thought there's definitely a rule on the pants.
Is there?
Yeah.
Because how can translators go out? Because they would technically be coaches.
I guess because they're technically like medical staff.
Sure.
So they need to be in athletic wear.
Yeah.
You know?
I think they should wear suits.
That's like the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard.
But then again, we think it's dumb. But if we were used to that from the start, we wouldn't think that was dumb.
No.
Like if we were just raised into coaches, and it's like hockey. Okay, the coaches in the NHL, they wear suits, but when you're a kid, the coaches aren't wearing suits.
No, they're wearing track suits.
So like it seems dumb as shit when you talk about it.
I can't find a better fit for them to wear though, because it just seems so normal. It seems right.
Yeah. Like the only thing could be
could you see John Schneider wearing khaki shorts out there?
That would kind of rule though. I don't know. I really don't know. It's just like I know we're taking circles.
There's not really anything else they could wear.
I just think it's the dumbest thing ever, and I always will stand by that take. Wearing fucking full uniform as a grown man coaching a baseball team, to me, will just never. It'll never not be weird. So that's where I stand with that. But going back to today's game, and I know we talked about him earlier. What do we do with Adam Simber, man? Like his ERA is 7.5. Yeah, his ERA is 7.5.
If there's better options, he'd be gone, right?
Well, when Zach Pop comes up, is he the man that's going to get DFA'd? You think?
They have so much good memories from last year. I'd be shocked. I think it would be the right move. Like I'm good without Adam Simber, but I don't think the front office is going to move on from him that quick.
Which is crazy. This guy is costing you so many games. He's so trash. He sucks. Like it's I don't know, man. I'm so done with Adam Simber, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to blame that loss today on Nate Pearson because he's been getting overworked as fuck. This guy's throwing 2 innings every fucking time he steps onto the mound. He's throwing 100. Like sooner than later, you knew a blow up was going to happen for Nate Pearson. Yeah, I'm not going to chirp what he did today.
We do have a listener question. We have a couple of them, but one goes into this conversation kind of. Rob says, in our eyes, how many more fuck ups does John Schneider have before they ultimately fire him? And I think he has like unlimited fuck ups.
Unlimited. He could fuck up 100 times.
Yeah.
He just signed an extension. He literally just signed an extension.
It's
I think Guillermo goes before he does, obviously.
100%. How many hitting coaches get fired mid-season?
I don't know. That's a tough thing. I don't think that's a thing. And if it is, I think they just many other teams even really announce it, or we just don't know about it, or are not focused enough on other teams to know. Right? I it's such a weird, because we always talk about this. They don't make that much of a difference, and maybe there's no better options than John Schneider. Okay, that's just the harsh reality of it. Is he brain dead a lot of the time? Sure, but
they explored options before they signed his other deal, right?
No, they didn't.
Because that's what they said.
When he got signed, it was during the dead period where you weren't allowed to interview other managers.
Interesting.
So they signed him just to sign him.
I thought they were doing their due diligence.
Yeah, so that might be fake news. I'm not sure, but I do remember hearing that.
Okay, well, there's another. I got another one here. Again, ties in sadly. Deep down, is selling the right thing to do this year?
No,
but because we know the team isn't capable of winning. I'll counteract that kind of. Even if you want to buy, the organization doesn't have any prospects worth trading for.
Exactly. So
that's why he's saying
what they have on paper should be good enough, Avery. It should be good enough.
Yeah, 100%.
So I know they're not performing right now, but I'm still holding on to the hope that at some point they will turn it on.
With as bad as we think they've been playing, you're half a game out of a playoff spot.
Exactly. And these are teams, and you're half a game out against teams that I truly don't think are that good. The Yankees are not good. They're not.
No.
The Yankees aren't good. The Houston Astros are regressing like crazy. I don't think they're that good either, to be honest with you.
No.
They got swept by the Reds.
And then
this is a good
the Angels and the O's are the other ones.
The Angels aren't that good, and the Jays being as bad as they have been. I'm talking below 500 since April, I think it is, or May, and still being half a game out. That should give you some promise. Like, holy shit! Like, when this team turns it on and goes on one of these Linsanity-esque runs where they go 20-5 like they did last year, these massive runs, they're just going to separate themselves from everyone. Because we remember last year, Avery. Remember, we were like 15 games out of a playoff spot, and then by like September or August, we were like 4 or 5 out, like saying to the Yankees, check your rearview mirror because we're coming.
Yeah.
Because this is Blue Jays baseball, folks. They just go on these stupid runs after being ass. They were fucking 500 last year at the All-Star break.
Yeah.
Let's buckle up here. All right. Everyone just relax. But it doesn't seem like right now there's light at the end of the tunnel when the offense is shit.
Yeah, I don't want to relax. That's the unfortunate thing about watching 162 is you can't think of it from a clear mind of a long season when you watch bad baseball night after night.
Like, what I don't get is, and maybe someone can talk me off the ledge here, is I don't understand, and I don't think there's another team on the planet when the pitching is good, the hitting's bad. When the hitting's good, the pitching's bad. I
think like every team in the world.
No, I truly don't. Avery, I really don't. The Jays, I saw this stat. I forgot who tweeted it. I don't remember who tweeted it. But like the Jays have only scored over 3 runs. I think it was less than 5 times in the last 20 days.
That was Craig Ballard tweeted that.
Yes. It's just you can't. This isn't a consistent winning brand of baseball.
No. No.
And Guillermo Martinez was seeing dudes pull fly balls today. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Spencer Horwitz pulled a single, first career hit, and he probably got bitch slapped.
No, that was on the ground. He's fine.
Yeah, it's not. If it's not in the air, he's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're seeing a lot of aggression though from some guys, man. Kevin Kiermaier is hitting really bad. But he makes up for it obviously with the defense. Chapman has been terrible. Alejandro Kirk is regressing a little bit, obviously, like I mentioned, with a lot of his advanced stats with the walks and the strikeouts down and the ground balls down and stuff like that. Espinal is just terrible. There's just no other way to discuss that. Espinal just sucks. I don't know. It's just, I really don't know. What are your thoughts, by the way? I forgot to talk about this because we're talking about John Schneider, Avery. What are your thoughts on pinch hitting Kirk for Varsho yesterday against a lefty in the 9th instead of waiting because you're still down 3 runs and doing it for Espinal instead?
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Because I understand the lefty-lefty matchup, which John Schneider's obsessed with, and I don't know who's obsessed with it. Maybe it's fucking Don Mattingly. I don't know who's obsessed with it. But Varsho was 2 for 3 with a home run and a single this game. He's obviously seen the ball well. I know his lefty-lefty matchup's not that good. Why pinch hit him instead if he gets on and then it's like, oh shit, we actually have this little fake comeback we're gonna do. Let's pinch hit Espinal. And then Espinal grounds out with and ends the game. It's putting the game on the line for Espinal instead of Kirk, technically, if you could have waited, is the dumbest thing ever. I don't care how you look at it.
I can't disagree with you there. As much as I'd love to find a way to it, you're right.
It's just some of these fucking decisions are so dumb. I don't know. I really don't. And then putting Simber in close games, I guess when you have to do bullpen days, they kind of fuck you with that. It's just some of the stuff that John Schneider does is alarmingly stupid. Like alarmingly dumb. It's time we let a Twitter GM do it or a Twitter manager run it.
Yep. You.
Klopp's 23. By the way, Klopp's did a face reveal. He is just insanely good looking.
Really?
Klopp's. Oh yeah. I didn't show you. I showed you a picture of him before. He's a man rocket. So shout out Klopp. Shout out Doc Internet.
Jocks at the ballpark night.
Jocks at the ballpark on Friday. I got chills thinking about it. Let's go into the series this week, boys. I'm in a tough spot still. We keep predicting they win 2-1 series and they keep losing them 2-1. Tomorrow's matchup is weird because you got Jose Barrios versus a guy that I have quite literally never heard about in my life. Bryan Hoeing. Who the fuck is that? Do you know who that is? Does anyone know who Bryan Hoeing is? Jose Barrios versus Bryan Hoeing. Kikuchi versus Yuri Perez. Chalk that one up.
Those are two career paths just going opposite directions.
And then we got a master game on Thursday night or Wednesday night. Gossman versus Sandy Alcantara. What a matchup.
Sandy Alcantara's been dog shit, but this is where he finds out to go 9 innings.
This is where he goes 7 scoreless.
We get 2022 Sandy back.
This is where he goes 7 scoreless. This is the Sandy 7 scoreless. Jays get 2 hits, and both of them are little infield singles.
These are the series like on the road that I kind of get excited about. Like in Miami,
I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see Luis Arias. I'm excited to see Soler. Yeah. I love Soler, by the way. He's when he hit
that home run off Luis Garcia in the World Series
off the train tracks.
One of the best swings of all time.
Oh yeah, what a fucking ball, dude. So I'm gonna say, you know what? Let's turn the vibes around. I'm gonna say Jays lose this series 2-1.
Yeah, no, they get swept.
JR, where are we at? Is it a sweep?
Let's go sweep. I feel pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't say we played. I don't know. It could have went worse this series. You know.
Well, they won a game. They should have. They won
a game, but yeah, it was defeating. But I'm not. I think they could sweep. I
can get behind that, JR. Thank you for that. I don't know.
We need it, or else we're fucking shambles.
But. Yeah.
But the schedule does get way easier. And so far, I saw this tweeted from Nene Takes. The Jays have had statistically the hardest schedule in baseball so far this year. So we'll see. I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. We'll see. It's such a weird spot to be in when you're facing a team like the Marlins, who, like we talked about, aren't good, aren't expected stats supposed to be good. And the pitching matchups are the Jays should have the 2 out of the 3 best pitching matchups in this. You got Barrios, who's been really good, facing Bryan Hoeing, whoever the fuck that is. Kikuchi versus Perez, that's an L. Let's just call that what it is. But you know the Jays will somehow win that game, right, Abe?
I think they're horrible against lefties, the Marlins.
Okay, so yeah, we'll see. Jays somehow will figure out a way to maybe weasel that. And then Gossman versus Sandy, that's a toss-up. I think they're both right now with how bad Sandy's been. That's the Jays in the Jays' advantage, but they'll somehow figure out a way to lose that. Yeah, we'll see what happens, man. I'm going to say the Jays take 2. I'm going to say the Jays lose 2 or 3, just to bring the vibes back on there. What were listener questions, though, Ave? Where are we at?
We kind of got most of the baseball ones out of the way. And this is a classic one that your go-to spot for the first date.
Danny's Pizzeria. Danny's Pizza Tavern in Toronto. That's the spot to be. I love it. I'm all in on it. I need to go there at some point.
You're not that activities guy first date, eh?
No, what? You are?
Yeah.
I can't get behind that.
Activities way better, man.
But why though?
It's just like Just could be awkward, just fucking sitting there staring at someone the
But I
whole
like
time.
talking though. Like I like
Yeah.
talk. Like
You can also talk and do activities.
But I feel like I feel like women don't like doing a physical activity on the first
No,
date.
it's that's supposed to be like physical activities.
But what are you saying? Like bowling?
Like Dave and Buster's something.
It's
mini
so
putt
loud in
something.
there. You can't fucking hear anything.
Oh my god, shut
And
up.
it's full of
dude.
kids. It gives them baby fever in there, bro. I don't know.
That might be a good thing for some people.
Happy Father's Day though, by the way, to everyone.
Yes,
out
happy
there.
Father's Day. Shout out to all
Happy
the
Father's
dads.
Day. Yeah. Shout out to all the dads. Maybe one day I'll be a dad. We'll see what happens with that.
Can we break down the poll?
Yeah, the poll. What was that? A lot of people were coming at me. Did you see that shirt that someone said to me today? I was like, there will be I'll fall in love or something like that. There'll be a first lady at gate 14. And then someone's like, Avery's gonna get married and have kids before you even have a fucking girlfriend, Johnny. I was like, what the hell?
Whoa.
What a shirt.
If they know this show, that won't be fucking happening anytime soon.
Yeah. So where are we at here? Let me pull this up. So I did which gate 14 host becomes a father first. JR demolished the rating.
It's the only right
I didn't
answer.
even see this poll.
So JR got 41% of the vote. 530 people voted, which is a lot. JR got 41%. I got 32, and Avery got 22nd. I don't think it's that clear.
JR is going to have kids. He's in the States to marry and have.
But this is my thing, and JR
once I'm in
is
the game,
married,
I'm in the game. Okay.
JR's married to the working game. He doesn't even have time to fucking
true.
go on
I'm
a stream. You think he's gonna have time to fucking to take care of a child?
Yeah, he will.
I'm probably looking at you guys would have to have a kid before I turn like 28 to 30. So
you're 2 years younger than us. So you're 24, right?
Well, I'm technically like a year younger than Ave. Like Ave's December, I'm January. It's like he's a year older than me.
Okay, so
and
I think Avery would be the first.
Really?
I do not want fucking kids.
We're all like minimum 4 years out. Let's just be honest.
I don't
like in a perfect.
Like by the time you get married, unless it's an accident, which you never know, but like. Look, you get married. It takes a year to actually get married. Then you got to have the kid. Like, we're 4 years out. Unless
I don't even think.
I think getting married is kind of stupid too.
I was close. I think I was like pretty close. I mean, I was with that girl for a decent amount of time. Like, I was. I guess
you were the closest for sure when you were dating that girl.
I was definitely the closest. But what I'm saying now is like the thought of me having a child just makes me sick.
Oh,
it makes like
can't even.
It makes me sick.
Do you have nephews or nieces?
No, none.
I got two fucking little nephews now. They rock.
So
really, but you see them at a short term time. You're not dealing with them at
100%. No, I understand. That's why it's great because I see my nephews. One of them's 2, and the other one's like 8 months. It's fucking awesome seeing them for an hour, and then they go cry, and then I go home. Like it's awesome.
There's a guy at work who just had a kid, and he took 3 weeks off. And he still is coming to work like he just got fucking shot. This guy is just like he's like I'm getting like 3 hours of sleep a night, and then he's like popping Zens like he has to have Zen because he's so fucking sleep deprived.
He's really just like
I'm
Johnny,
just like,
man.
Dude, I think I'm just not having a kid for.
I actually, and speaking about the Zens, I had 2 tins of Zens yesterday. And
dude, that's actually fucked. Every time I have a Zen, it fucks me up right up.
Well, there was this one listener, shout out Mellow Mandem, who's been a Gate 14 follower literally since day one. So I remember this name, obviously. He passed me like coffee flavored Zins, and I was like, these fucking rule. I hate coffee.
Were they actually Zins?
Yeah, no, it was actual like the company Zin. It was all time. And then my buddy Sarzicki had
that.
They're usually 6 milligrams. My buddy Sarzicki had 15 milligrams. I put one in my mouth. I almost died on the lawn.
Oh my god, no.
Yeah, dude, it's insane.
That's fucking.
Someone tried to get me framed, by the way, at Luke Bryan. We're walking off the GO train, and someone's like to me, "I'm gonna put in a Zin. Can you hold my like open beer and shit like this?" And I'm holding it, and there's cops like waiting at the end, like just seeing like the like consuming alcohol and stuff like this. And I immediately passed back. Like, I'm like, you fucking take. What are you giving this to me for? Like I was about to get popped for fucking open carry or whatever the fuck the name of it is. Is it called open carry? I feel like that's
when you have a gun.
Yeah, but going back to the kids conversation, I don't think over under, if you're a betting man for this podcast, 4.5 years, would you take the under for having a kid or the over?
I
Over.
take the over.
Really?
That's
Okay, what about
still
6.5?
that's
What about 6.5?
6.5.
Under.
Oof, man, that's tough.
6.5 years. How old?
I think I take the over.
I'll be 32.
Dude, that's so old. Holy fuck.
That's not that.
That's
like,
Avery's
that's
ageism.
kinda
There goes
like
Avery ageism
prime-
again.
Prime. He had
Well,
a
just
kid.
like no. We were 19 a couple years
Who do you
ago.
think gets married first out of the group?
It's an
Oh.
easy no doubter.
Who?
JR.
No, I don't think it's. Why do you guys think it's me?
Hey, how long is
I
your
guess-
visa? How long is your visa there?
Yeah, I do. I do have a timeline, like in the sense of like if there's a decision, I'm just gonna do it type thing.
You
know?
should just just
Should've
marry
said that
someone.
out.
You guys
Offer
just-
them like $5,000, and then I think you have to stay together though. I'm not sure how that works. I'm not sure how that works.
It's a little iffy, but
Yeah, I'm really not sure how that works. But yeah, we need to get you. I think JR is the answer for both. But I will say this: Avery's a sleeper. There's some
Avery is
value on
sneaky.
Avery to have a kid.
No, fuck no, dude.
Because Avery's an
Johnny
old
is
soul.
most likely to have an accident. That's for sure.
Yes, Johnny's most likely to have an illegitimate child.
That's a good point.
Little Johnny, little Gate 14, fucking
Dude,
The Gate
the little
14
goggles
baby.
that fucking four-eyed Johnny Jr. is gonna have is gonna be so fucking cute.
Johnny as head coach for his kid is gonna be the worst thing you ever.
No, I
seen in
will.
your
I'll
life.
say this right now. I will never coach my child's team.
Johnny would be that-
I'm out on
Johnny
coaching my
would be
kid
that.
too.
I
Johnny
will
would be
never
that
coach my
guy.
kid because I have played for teams where the kids have been coached, and all of these kids, no offense if you're listening, are fucking losers. Every single kid that I've played with that their dad is the coach of the team suck. Like they're just terrible human beings.
Yeah.
Like Nepo, it's pretty much Kevin Biggio or like Ben Verlander, who's a net bro baby that BK calls him. Yeah, it's all these kids suck. Actually, this is completely off topic, but I wanted to talk about this. I tweeted this and I was getting ratioed the fuck out of for this take. Why does everyone like this Kevin Gossman split jersey giveaway? Why?
It sucks.
It's like it's disgusting. It's terrible. It's not a real
Yeah,
jersey.
it
One, it's a
looks like-
replica, so it's just like it's into the shirt, and it's
looks
ugly
like-
as fuck. It's just it looks terrible. Why is everyone like this?
Yeah, it looks like my left knot.
People
I was
love
getting-
the giveaways though. That's something I've realized by doing this and being on Twitter. People love giveaways.
People will fucking die for the giveaway.
Yeah, dude.
Like it is like guys, let's just relax.
It's just not some. I'm not a collector. I can't do it. I'm fucking.
It's just like nice bobblehead. Like
I guess it might look dumb on us if you can sell them for a lot of money years later.
yeah.
And we just
Someone out
decided-
there is saying you guys are fucking idiots and
Yeah.
he's making absolute bank on it.
Yeah, we'll wear that though.
What about actually sorry, do you have any more is there any more listener questions or is that it?
There's more about the pod. Zach asked that he wanted to ask this for episode 100, but he forgot. He just wanted to know the episode where we saw the most growth, like the big boom, if we can remember one.
Man, I don't think there was one.
I think it's just a steady decline and it
Might
kind
have
of
been
is
playoffs last year.
Steady
maybe-
decline.
or incline, sorry. I think I think even now we're starting to see a steady incline. Like we're starting to get consistently a really big
Yeah.
number for it. I think I want to say playoffs because I don't know if you guys remember my TikTok lives in the playoffs last year were outlandish. I was
Yeah,
on just
yeah.
TikTok live popping bottles when the Mariners lost to the Tigers.
That was
To
awesome.
get home field. I would probably say that because those TikTok lives had like 400 people just watching me be an absolute idiot in my basement, and I didn't know how to do like YouTube live and stuff like that. I'd probably say when we started doing the TikTok lives, like I would like
playoff seems to be when the numbers get into the
August, maybe?
thousands.
maybe August.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like our highest one, the first one, is the wild card preview.
Okay, yeah, that
And
makes
then
sense.
the
I
next
guess.
one, do you remember the title of right after the wild card preview episode?
It's over.
Yeah. 4 days later, it's over.
Yeah, the wild card's going to be just that's a good question. I'd probably say the playoffs is what set us off, and as well as the the trades, like in the offseason, the Teo trade. That's when we got a pretty decent amount of downloads. The stuff like that. Because I know we were so dumb last year in the offseason. We just took like a 2 to 3 week break, just didn't do a podcast. Like, what the fuck were we thinking?
No, we had
I
closed
mean-
we had closed the season though.
Yeah.
What, you think we should have took a shorter break?
No, like just no. I mean, I guess like a 2 or a week or 2 break, but it's just like good to get even just shoot the shit.
Remember
for
when
the
Abe
people.
wanted a all-star break?
Yeah, wanted to go on a trip.
I was on a trip. I was actively on a trip.
Oh, true. That's a good point. What's
They're
another
like
question? Abe?
podcasters need an all-star break.
What's another
Yeah.
question, Abe?
That was it. There was one about Ryu, about coming back, but I don't. Who knows about that?
Yeah, we'll see what happens with Ryu. I'm not. I hate the people that are like, Ryu will be back, Chad Green will be back. These are 2 guys coming from major arm surgeries. Like these are just
It's gonna be
just
very
guys.
similar to what Glasnow did last year. Like they're gonna be limited still.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, I don't know. It's just putting all your eggs in a basket for 2 guys that are off major arm surgery is, in my opinion, kind of fucking dumb.
I'll go off Toronto Blue Jays. Jordan Balazovic, my good friend, called up to the big leagues today. Guy I would fucking play catch with every time we played together. So real cool moment. And then Bo Naylor back up in the big leagues. Big Ontario Blue Jays day, man.
You fucking love to see it. You really love to see good Canadian boys, man.
Yeah,
we should do
absolutely.
another movie review. We should get like, and also everyone respond in the comments what the first sport me and Avery should play each other in. I want it to be basketball. I need it to be basketball so bad. I need it to be fucking basketball. Bad.
So do the Jays have an off day Thursday or are they playing?
They have an off day Thursday.
I think we should stream the Texas Rangers game
To feel something.
on Thursday.
Okay, that's a good point. We could do that. But Judah, lock it in. We need the basketball stream soon. We need to, or the basketball game, me versus Avery, because I got tons of ideas here. I'm running hot here. I'm like, I'm buzzing. I feel like Elon Musk with the ideas. You love to see it. But anyways, any last words? Obviously, let's enjoy the week. I'll be doing the live streams from a hotel room in Ottawa tomorrow.
You're back in the best city in the world.
So people are gonna. Surely my neighbors will love me just acting a fucking fool in a hotel room watching the Blue Jays. So we'll see what happens with that. Let's have a week. Huh? Let's have a fucking week. Hopefully the Jays turn it around. I don't know. I'm not going to be optimistic anymore. I'm just going to kind of play it as it goes and just be happy that baseball's on. That's where I'm at. Let's be happy baseball's on TV. Why not?
It's summer.
Yep, exactly. Enjoy your summer. Any other last words, JR, for the people? Avery, for the people?
Nope.
Let's go and stay tuned for information regarding bar takeover.
There you go. Love you guys.